Hello, everyone. Thank you for being patient while we all tried to figure out how to actually move the CS220 class online. So let's start this discussion talking about how exactly the lectures are going to be. So the lectures are going to be recorded lectures, and either myself or Mike will be recording the lecture, and we'll be posting the lecture video on YouTube. The YouTube link for each of those lectures will be shared on the course website itself. And that's going to be the same case with tomorrow's lecture, which is going to be recorded instead of an in person lecture. All right, that is simple enough. So, the way that you can ask questions about the lecture is make sure to get through the whole lecture video and then note down any questions or clarifications that you have. And then you can come join either my office hours or Mike's office hours to get any specific clarifications, or you could also ask clarification questions to the TAs or the peer mentors. So that said, let's talk about the more complicated situation, which is like how exactly are we going to be doing all the office hours. So I'm going to use this video to show you a demo as to what particular software that we are going to use and how exactly you can make use of that particular software. So for the purpose of CS220 officers, we are going to be using the Blackboard Collaborate Ultra software, which is integrated with Canvas. The link that I'm actually circling with my mouse pointer over here. So I'm actually logged into Canvas now. uh, I actually have the privilege of being a test student as part of this class. So, the purpose of this particular video demo, you're going to assume that I am both the instructor and the test student. So, as an instructor, my name would show up as Meena, but if I'm the test student, it'll just show up as test student. So, let's talk about how you need to actually launch the software, or how you have to get onto a specific officer. So if you go to your Canvas and then if you go to the CS 220 course webpage, you'll find that there is a link to BBC Collaborate Ultra. So if you click on that link, it will take a few seconds for it to actually load. So as you can see right now, I have an office hour session in progress, and this was created by my proper instructor login. But right now I'm showing you how I can join this particular office hour session as a test student. All right, so the way you do that is you need to click on that particular office hour which is being listed over there, and you're going to click on the join session. So let me go ahead and do that. So as you can see, that launches a new tab in your browser, whatever browser that you're using, and I have been able to successfully join. Couple of things to notice. It's actually telling you who the moderator of this session is. As I mentioned, I am both the instructor and also the student. So if you see the name Meena, that means that I'm talking about my instructor login. Whereas my own login is something which is called as test student. So let's see. So couple of things. As you can see, there is a microphone option over here. So if you don't want to disturb the existing call, please try to mute yourself unless you are actually being helped by an instructor or a TA or a peer mentor. Similarly, you can share a video, but I don't see any situation as to why you should enable your webcam for getting help. I will be talking about how to share your screen though. So there is an option to raise a hand. I don't anticipate a situation where this particular option will be actually useful. So let's talk about what you need to actually do. So first thing that you need to do is when there is an officer, first of all, like you need to go find the session in BBC Collaborate Ultra and then join that particular session. And once you've joined, click this purple left tick arrow on the bottom right corner which says Open Collaborate Panel. So once you click that, you'll be able to see four different windows over here. So the first one is a chat bubble. So you'll be able to see different set of chats over here. Since I am the only student over here and I am the only moderator as well. So this particular option is the only option available. So let me go ahead and show you actually how you can enter a text into the chat. So the minute you join this particular office hour session, what I want each of you to do is that just enter something on the chat saying, "Hi, I would like to be helped, and my project partner is," and this is where you can put in your project partner whisk ID. Okay, and all that you need to do is just leave that comment over there. So as you can see, when you leave that comment, and I left this comment as the test student, so instead of test student it will actually show your own name. And as you can see, this particular comment is time stamped, right? So the way that officers using BBC Collaborate is going to work is similar to what you can expect in person. So whoever comes first will get their questions answered, and then the TA or the mentor or the instructor will be able to answer the next person's question, which is exactly why we want you to type a message as soon as you enter. So if somebody else joins this particular officer after you, their message will get timestamped at a later time, and this particular timestamp says 9:03 p.m. and that might say something like 9:05 p.m. for instance. All right, so what do you have to do after you type this message? You have to wait patiently. Please wait for one of the TAs or one of the staff members to actually reach out to you. So let me actually go ahead and show you how exactly they'll reach out to you. And to do this, I'm going to actually switch to my other tab, which is my moderator tab, where I'm the instructor. So here is my moderator tab, and let me show you the collaboration panel. So as you can see, I can actually see the message that you just typed in. So what I'm going to do is, let's pretend I'm holding this office hour now. So I'm going to try and help this particular test student. So the way that I'm going to do that is, I will be actually creating a private group for that particular student and their partner. And the way that I'm going to do is, I'll go into share content sub tab and I'm going to create a breakout group. And the way this works is, if I want to create a breakout group for this particular test student, I'll first add myself to a group, and then I'll also add test student to the same group. So one thing that I want to emphasize is, the minute I actually add myself and the student and their partner to a private group and I start this session, so you'll notice that if you go to the test students view and look at the attendees, you'll notice that you can no longer actually, let me actually refresh this tab. So if I refresh this tab, give me a second, sorry. All right, so the point which I want to, oh, okay. Yeah, I can't really show you that because I only have one test student login. So what will happen is that, let me show you the view from the moderator, login over here. So as you can see, it says that there are 0 people in the main room. So if you've, logged into an office hour, and if you don't really see a staff, that is likely because whoever is holding the officer is actually helping some other student when you just logged in. So be patient and wait for the staff to reappear in your main room. And even if they are not part of the main room, they will still be able to see your chat messages once they return to the main room, and they will still be able to help you in the same order that students actually arrived as part of the officers. All right, so let me talk about how we are going to actually help you. So, since I actually created this particular private group, let me actually go back to my test student login. And the way that I'm going to actually get help is once again open the collaborate panel and go to the third tab which says share content. And what you're going to do now is click on the option which says share application or screen. So as you can see, there are options for you to show your entire screen. So what we found is that this particular option is sometimes buggy. So as you can see, I just showed you the bug. Somehow it shows the Chrome window over and over again inside itself, which is sort of funny because this is exactly what all the recursion topic is all about, which is going to be the tomorrow's lecture topic. Actually, sort of like I'm giving you introduction to the lecture topic as part of this video demo. Anyway, side a little bit of sidetrack over there. All right, so what you need to do is instead is let me go back here and let me stop sharing this application. And if I go back into the share applications or screen again, you can share specific application by clicking on the application window. So let me actually try to share my browser again. As you can see, I started sharing it, right? So actually, yeah, let me actually change this a little bit because I have both the end of the logins. This is somehow creating a problem. Let me actually share a terminal window over here, and let me show you how this works. So as you can see, the minute you start sharing, it's going to take you to that particular window, and whatever you type in there, let me open a new tab for instance, and let me do PWD. Whatever you type in there is going to be shown on the moderator screen, which is going to be seen by the staff over here. And then you can ask things like, okay, this particular line in my code has a problem, and can you help me can you help me get it resolved, and things like that. So of course I'm not able to show you both ends of how things work because I have both the sessions on the same laptop over here. I'm hoping that we can do a live demo during class tomorrow. Try to play around with this, and if you're having any issues, then do post on Piazza. One of us can try to help you get a resolution for the issue that you're facing. All right, so let me go back to my test student screen. So once you're done asking for clarification, you can go ahead and stop sharing your screen. And all right, so let's say you want to leave the session. You can just click on this triple horizontal line on the left hand side, and it has an option for you to actually leave the session. So if you go ahead and leave the session, you can just like close the browser tab. And let's say if you go back to your canvas page, and for some reason, let's say you got another question and want to get onto the office hours again. So as you can see, I'll still be able to click the office hour links and then join the session again. And once again, always keep in mind that if you joined, you should leave a comment. That's the easy way for the TAs and the staff to be able to help you out. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. And if you have any questions, please do post on Piazza. We can get the questions clarified for you. All right. That said, let me talk a bit about how exactly the office hours is going to work. So as you can see, please excuse all the coughing. As you can see, there is a generic office hour session going on right now, right? So what if multiple staff have office hours at the same time? So what's going to happen then is, then also only one session will be available. The only difference being, once you join this particular session, if you look at who are the participants, Sorry, I am already part of that session, so let me go back. So if you open the collaborate panel, you can look at who are all the attendees, and all the staff will get listed as moderators over here. So what's going to happen is the staff is going to take turns, answering whoever has the next question. So once your question is answered, or like if your question is being answered by some other TA, you'll actually disappear from the main attendee list over here. So hopefully we can figure out like overlaps using that. We are going to be doing a lot of testing of this tomorrow, and hopefully you can help us all figure this out, and this will go as smoothly as possible. All right. Pretty much that is all I wanted to convey for now. And I'm going to be sharing a link to this video, and I'm also going to share a lot more logistics about how we are going to approach this challenging phase. So watch out for my email soon.